Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026-2027 NFL schedule is here. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, this season feels absolutely loaded with drama. Primetime games, NFC East chaos, cold weather football, potential playoff previews, and enough emotional stress to keep Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio fully operational for another year. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports Spotlight. Today we're doing a detailed but light-hearted breakdown of the Eagles' 2026-2027 schedule. We'll cover the toughest games, the most dangerous trap games, the biggest rivalry matchups, predictions for wins and losses, and ultimately, how many games the Eagles could realistically win this season. So grab the Kelly Green and let's break down the road ahead. First impression, this is not an easy schedule at all. The Eagles are dealing with tough road environments, multiple playoff caliber opponents, short week games, primetime pressure, and the emotional nightmare known as the NFC East, which honestly feels very Philadelphia. No easy Sundays, no relaxing weekends, just weekly emotional warfare. Nothing says welcome back to football season quite like opening against the Washington Commanders. Division game immediately. No warm-up, no easing into things, just instant stress. Philadelphia at home in week 1 is usually chaos in the best possible way. The crowd will be loud, the defense will be flying around, and emotionally, Lincoln Financial Field will probably sound like a playoff game. Eagles win their first game of 2026. This has dangerous trap game written all over it. Road game, physical opponent, early season weirdness, and somehow these are always the games where Eagles fans spend the fourth quarter yelling at the television for absolutely no reason. Still, talent-wise, Philadelphia should be better. Eagles win and go to 2-0. Oh, this one feels dramatic. Primetime road football against the Chicago Bears. Cold weather, hostile crowd, national television. This feels like the Eagles' first real test. Chicago's young roster could be dangerous by this point, and Monday night road games are never comfortable. Eagles lost and they drop to 2-1. The Los Angeles Rams are always hard to figure out. One week they look elite. The next week they look completely lost. But Philadelphia at home, that usually changes everything. The Eagles' pass rush should create problems here. The Eagles bounce back with a win and improve to 3-1. Ah yes, the annual Why Is Football Starting Before Breakfast game. The Eagles traveling to London to face the Jacksonville Jaguars is fascinating because Jacksonville basically lives in London at this point. Still, Philadelphia's physical style should travel well internationally. Even if Eagles fans are drinking coffee instead of tailgating, the Eagles survive the jet lag and go to 4-1. The Carolina Panthers have improved, but this feels like a game where the Eagles dominate the trenches. Philadelphia's offensive line should take over, and honestly, that's still the identity of this team. Eagles win and go to 5-1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The Dallas Cowboys at night in Philadelphia, which means the Delaware Valley may temporarily lose its collective sanity for an entire week. This rivalry never follows logic, ever. But the Eagles at home in prime time, that environment becomes absolutely unhinged. Eagles win with a thriller and improve to 6-1. Now the schedule gets tricky. Well, division games are brutal, especially against the Washington Commanders. This feels like one of those ugly NFC East games where somebody fumbles in the lane. There are 6 personal foul penalties, and fans leave emotionally exhausted. I think Washington steals this one at home, and the Eagles drop to 6-2. The New York Giants always play Philadelphia emotionally tough, but roster depth matters, and the Eagles simply look stronger on paper. This feels like a classic ugly but effective division win. Eagles win and go to 7-2 heading into a bye. This might become one of the best games of the entire season. The Pittsburgh Steelers bring physical football, defense, tradition, and the kind of blue-collar identity Philadelphia respects. This feels like old-school NFL football. Cold weather, big hits, terrible towels versus Eagles chants. Honestly, this game may require emotional recovery afterward. Eagles win narrowly and improve to 8-2. Oh boy, Thanksgiving at Dallas. This game feels inevitable. The Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving somehow always turns into national emotional chaos. I think Dallas gets revenge here. Short week, road environment, too difficult. Eagles lose and drop to a record of 8-3. The Arizona Cardinals always seem capable of producing weird games, but Philadelphia should simply be better overall. Eagles win and go to 9-3. The Indianapolis Colts could become sneaky competitive, but this feels like a game where Philadelphia's offensive line takes complete control physically. That formula still works, especially late in the season. Eagles win and improve to 10-3. The Seattle Seahawks always create stress for Philadelphia. Always. No matter what year it is. Something bizarre inevitably happens. But December football in Philadelphia is a different environment entirely. Cold, loud, physical. That favors the Eagles. A win for the Eagles and a 11-3 record. This could quietly become one of the NFL's best games of the year. The Houston Texans look like one of the AFC's rising powers. Explosive offense, confidence, young talent everywhere. This feels like a possible Super Bowl preview. And honestly, the atmosphere in Philadelphia for a Christmas week showdown could be incredible. I think the Eagles narrowly survive, a Christmas win and a 12-3 record. And then comes the heavyweight fight, the San Francisco 49ers. This rivalry has become personal. Every meeting feels emotional. Every meeting feels physical. And every fan base seems to genuinely dislike the other. This game feels for NFC playoff seeding, possibly even the #1 seed. And honestly, it feels like playoff football before the playoffs. I think Philadelphia wins an absolute classic. Eagles win 27-24 over the Niners and a record of 13-3. And finally, a late season NFC East battle with the New York Giants. These games are never comfortable, ever. But Philadelphia's depth and physicality should matter more by January. Eagles win and a final record of 14-3. So what stands out about this Eagles schedule? 3 things. No division in football creates weekly emotional instability quite like the NFC East. Every game feels personal, and weird things always happen. Philadelphia remains one of the toughest environments in the NFL. especially at night, especially late in the season. Strong offensive line, aggressive defense, physical identity. That formula translates well in December and January. The 2026-2027 season feels like one of enormous expectations for the Philadelphia Eagles. The schedule is difficult, the pressure is real, and the NFC remains loaded with contenders. But if the Eagles really finish around 13 or 14 wins, this city is going to believe another Super Bowl one is possible. And honestly, Philadelphia wouldn't want it any other way. Because in Philadelphia, hope, chaos, and football season usually arrive together. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Sports Spotlight. We'll talk next time.